What's up, y'all? This is EG here, and I'm doing another point of view on travel. This is my second episode of the series, and with this one, I just wanted to talk to people about why it's so important to travel and to see other things and to get an understanding of other things. I mean, that's what life is really all about. Is about getting to live, and people need to understand that traveling is not the only thing that will help you learn, but it is the best teacher in life. Time and travel are the two best teachers of life because, when you're well versed and you've been all across, you understand what is something that you like. There's some people that think, oh, I want to move to a big city or I want to move to a small city. And, once they get there, they realize, okay, I've been here for about 2 or 3 weeks. This isn't for me. So you don't know exactly who you are until you've been well versed. There's also other things that you could also think about when it comes to why being traveled is extremely important. Even if traveling to another city in your state, I would consider that even travel. Obviously, if you are in a smaller state, maybe that might not be it. But even just traveling to the next closest major city, I would say is good travel for you, and it's something that will enlighten you on different things. I would suggest because not every kid is able to travel. I've been blessed enough that I've been able to travel since I've been a young kid, a young little boy, and I believe that that is something that has given me a ton of experience of life in terms of things of what I like and who I am as a person. If I was not well traveled, I might not have went away to college. I might have tried to stay home. I might have not been as eager to see things and to know things and to quite understand things. So just having the opportunity to go to places like, New York City or Los Angeles. But that's not it. There are other great places in the world that I believe that people will need to really get a hold of. There's certain, countries and certain cities that I will, put on my bucket list that I really want to visit. That's something that, I really have in my, short lifetime of just 21 years, you know, being able to go overseas across the border, you know, has changed my eyes. And that's one thing that when I went to Canada and Montreal, that changed, my entire perspective on really life. I didn't realize how different the world was just, hundreds of miles away. I mean, just 100 miles away, life is totally different. And you never really think about that. Sometimes you could be in New York City. And you're like, okay, this is center of the universe. Nothing, you can't get too much different than this. You can just go 100, 100 or so miles, northwest, and you can hit Montreal, and it's a whole different world. It's a whole different platform, and that's something that I believe even people that live in nice luxurious cities that everyone wants to go to, even they need to be able to go to cities that are not as glamorous and see, okay, what is there for me, what would I like, and just to understand that. Because I'll tell you that some of the smartest people that I've been around have been all across the world. My mom's dad was a person who traveled a ton, and he is one of the smartest people. And he didn't go to college, he didn't go to school very long. He was an electrician, and the deal is with him is he really learned and got a good grasp of where things are in the world, how to get from one place to another, and where are the hot spots of the world, and stuff like that is extremely important for not just Americans to know, but for people to know. I think one thing that Americans need to start doing is looking outside of the country and seeing how much different the other parts of the world are, because maybe what you think is so common is so different in maybe another culture or another country. And stuff like that will make you a lot smarter when you begin to understand other cultures, like places in Africa and places in Asia and places in Europe. You really start to understand that, you getting over there, near Japan and Australia, you really start to begin to have a better understanding of, what life is all about. The different food, the different sports, the different, cultures of music and everything that goes with it, And it just doesn't stop there. It goes to, everything. How do they, approach their day? I know, in the United States of America, it's all about grinding. Everything has to be a grind. Even now, you can see, people when they're doing their fun stuff, they have to grind and do their fun stuff. Everyone always looking for work, and that's a good way to look at it. But other places are not like that, and I believe that that's probably one of the reasons why the United States has thrived over the years. But at the end of the day, that just goes to the fact of where we are in society now and where we will be in the future. I'm making my point of view now in 2019 in terms of where my viewpoint is at. Obviously, we're going to get to 2020, and people's viewpoint are going to change depending on that. Another thing that I always like to tell people is don't wait until you have to move to say, okay, let's look at something new, let's try something new. I believe that you have to really be really aggressive in terms of how travel will really help you and be ready for what life has come, because you don't know. I mean, you could be going to work and then one day you're working in one city, then the next day, now all of a sudden you have to move, and you got to get a day's notice. But you always want to be able to make smart, educated decisions knowing where places are at. So if you have to move somewhere down south or you have to move to a different country, it's really important for you to have been there, and it gives you a whole different viewpoint if you have been there. And see, now when you do that, now all of a sudden you're making much smarter decisions, you're making better decisions, not only for you but for your family too. Do not let comfort be something that hurts you. When we talk about travel, travel is something that you have to get out of your comfort zone to travel. So most people, nowadays it's gotten a lot worse, but a lot better because travel's got more efficient, because now planes are starting to become a lot more efficient. Cars are becoming faster, trains are becoming better, etc., etc. We'll have flying cars someday. But at the end of the day, we have to be able to get out of our comfort zone from listening to things on our devices, any type of device that we have, and get out and go explore the world and really be able to not feel comfortable each and every day in our comfort space of our homes. We have to be able to get out and go and see and go and try to live out certain things. Maybe learning another language. That's something that I'm really starting to really think that I really want to start doing is trying to learn another language. And honestly, that is no joke. Trying to learn another language is extremely hard, and you have to put your all into it. And there's something that I really would have loved to do and love to see in terms of the world. But I think I need to get my entire perspective on language and dialogue and dialect a lot better for being 21 and having to go through the world. So, there are certain things that travel will do for you, and there's certain things that we, don't want to use and try to navigate our way without travel. But like I said, we will have the platform for years to come to go out and see great things and go out and understand great things and to go out and be, amazing people at the start. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you guys go travel, go somewhere, take them, even if it's just a little trip, 45 minutes, go with a friend, go with a relative, just go and try to experience something new, try to, gain something, try to get some experience, try to learn something, try to gain a culture, try to meet someone new. Thank you all.